If you are some sort of content creator that overlaps these spaces, this might be a really great prediction for you to jump on. I need to put up my hair because things are about to get a little sciencey in here, okay? We're leaving minimalism in the past and we are embracing maximalism going into 2026. Hi, my name is Heather and I have a problem creating Canva slides. Every year, Pinterest drops the Predicts report telling you what people are going to be searching for before they ever even type it into the search bar. But most business owners forget about it before February even comes around. Let's change that going into 2026 and figure out how to take the Predicts report that Pinterest puts so much time and effort into and spin it into something that we can use all year long. In this video, I'm going to show you what Pinterest Predicts actually is, how to use it strategically inside of your business, and how to build year-round content buckets out of the Pinterest Predicts and the trends that they are predicting to come to life. This video is created in partnership with Pinterest. So what are Pinterest Predicts? Well, in the course of this video getting filmed, just since I hit record, the Pinterest Predicts report for 2026 has just gone live. Now, I have to admit, because I love transparency around here, I have had my little pause on them for a couple of months, and it has been extremely hard to keep them secret, but I did it. Thank you. The Pinterest Predicts report is a report that Pinterest puts out every single year, and without fail, over 80%, the number is actually up to 88% of the predictions that they predict will become trends on the platform come true. It's not a reflection of what was trending last year. It's forward-looking based on patterns that have been happening on the platform, behavior signals that Pinterest actually sees occurring within their ecosystems, and pattern spottings by Pinterest's data team. It's a blend of keyword forecasting, cultural shifts, and visual trends come to life. Here's why Pinterest trends is different than, let's say, TikTok trends or Instagram trends. Number one, they're not hype-based. So where you might be looking on the other apps for trending music or dances that you can do, lip syncs that you can get in on, skits that you can perform with your own funny take, Pinterest is really not that way in terms of trends. I guess what I'm trying to say is it's not reactive, it's proactive. Predicts, as I have already mentioned, has an 88%, that's right, 88% prediction rate of things that they have predicted will come true, have come true. So that's a pretty incredible number that they have grown to. It used to be over 80%. We're getting close to 90% at this point. And Pinterest trends are more sustained, giving you direction for not only one content bucket that you can create inside of your business, but an entire product line or an entire content suite, an entire arm of your business that you could potentially build out and really capitalize on. So let's talk about how to actually use Pinterest Predicts inside of your business. Not just right now when they're hot and they're just releasing, but throughout all of 2026. It really all starts with the Predicts page. You can go to pinterestpredicts.com and you will get to the Pinterest Predicts report, which will outline all of the predictions for 2026. Now, I'm not going to go over each and every single prediction in this video, but I will put the link to the website in the description of the video. And I am going to cover a couple of these predictions as examples in today's video. So start by filtering out your niche or some of the niches that you have predictions within that could cross boundaries. And let's take a look at some individual predictions that might come true. Click it open, make it bigger, and actually look at the detailed report inside. And they're giving you 4 to 5 different Pinterest trends that are actually in the trends tool right now that they are predicting to rise and become even more popular in 2026 and beyond. You really want to start by reverse engineering what you find in the report. Match each trend to products you sell, content you create, or maybe even product and content lines that you want to build out because it's something you already have present in your business. It's a theme you might already have. it's a niche you're already inside of, but maybe it's a new take, a new angle. And then you can validate those within the trends tool. So trends.pinterest.com. From the trends report, if you click on any of those things, it should take you straight to the trends tool as well. And then you can begin exploring these ideas. You can see the demographic breakdown, you can see related trending terms, and then you can click on the results that actually come up for any given trend term that you click on. It'll take you straight to those Pinterest results, and you can actually see what other people are already pinning in that topic. Now, the next step to mapping these predictions to your content and building on them is to map them to your existing funnels and funnel entry points. Now, we talk about Pinterest being a full funnel marketing platform, and they 100% are. And you have the ability from the time someone is thinking about an idea to capture their attention all the way down to moving them into a shopping cart and getting them to check out on a product that you sell. So they definitely are a full funnel marketing platform. And you can definitely do marketing from that awareness phase, inspiration, vibes, aesthetic, all the way over to, yes, I want this, I want to buy it, let me put it in my shopping cart right now. So that's what I want you to do with these predictions, is to map them to different stages of that buyer journey. Now, I'm going to give you some examples for sure, so you actually can understand what this looks like in your own business. All right, so I have an example of what this looks like, but first I need to put up my hair because things are about to get a little sciencey in here, okay? Okay, so one of the trends for 2026 is a trend called Cool Blue. It is a trend based on multiple different niches. It spans different niches for sure. And this one is so fun because I just happen to have this in my house where we can actually make a blue drink together on this as we chat about it. So as you are thinking about the things that you can create inside of your business, I want you to look at these predictions and connect them to what you already have. That's going to be the easiest way to get started. Now, if I were looking to start a new business, then maybe this is something that you could start with, is something that is already trending. So whether you want to start a new business or whether you want to start a new product line, if there are things that are already hot and bothered, or in this case, Cool Blue, you can't really tell that it's blue just yet, probably, but it will change once I pour this milk into it. You will be able to really get in on maybe the rise of something that's really popular on the platform. So if the trend is blue drinks, which there is a trend on Pinterest called blue drinks, and you are in the home decor niche, you could always create a piece of content on your website around how to create blue drinks using your drinkware. And you could then sell not only the information and the eyeballs, but the glassware that goes along with it. Now, let's flip that on its head and let's say you are a tea sommelier. I am not a tea sommelier, but I am a tea lover. And let's say that you sell tea, okay? This, you can't tell. You can't really tell what it is, but this is butterfly pea. It is what makes this blue liquid, okay? Let's say that you sell this and you make blends. You could take the same exact content idea and you could teach people how to make blue drinks at home. Except this time, you are selling the ingredient that they need to make the blue drink. Now, I will tell you firsthand, it's a little bit difficult to get your hands on butterfly pea if you want the actual flower and you don't want to pay an exorbitant amount of money for it. Now, everyone should charge what they feel is appropriate for their product, of course. But when I was on the hunt for this, because I wanted to make a blue drink, it was a little difficult to find. So if I were in the business, I would definitely make it as easy as possible for people to get their hands on and to make really cool looking beverages. But how do you use these? That's the ultimate question. That's where we're going. So the next step would be to update some of the areas of your Pinterest profile to reflect these predictions and to build upon them for the year. So let's say you are this tea seller and you want to capitalize on this trend for the year of blue tea drinks specifically. So you might want to start by creating some new keyword clusters based on the keyword ideas that you find on Pinterest, preferably in the Trends tool, based on that predicts report. You could also look in the Ads Manager keyword search tool or in the search bar, and you can find keywords there as well. Once you have created your keyword cluster, you're then going to create Pinterest boards for those trend predictions and for those new content and product lines that you want to build out. So of course, I created examples for this because who am I if not the slide creator of examples, okay? Hi, my name is Heather and I have a problem creating Canva slides. So let's actually take a look at the slides I prepared. I created 3 keyword clusters and 3 different Pinterest board examples for you so you can actually see what this looks like come to life. So the first one is blue tea recipes, and this is top of funnel. The board is blue tea recipes. The top of funnel content ideas or keyword clusters are blue tea recipes, butterfly pea flower tea, colorful tea recipes, summer iced tea recipes. You could also do one for each season of the year, summer, spring, winter, fall, whatever. Blue drink recipes and unique blue drinks. These are the cluster of keywords that I found today just creating this Pinterest slide or this Pinterest prediction slide. Now, this is obviously top of funnel content, so you would want to create content around these keywords as well as this Pinterest board, and you would create that content using these keywords and you would put that content on that Pinterest board. This is going to capture people who are looking for blue drinks or blue drink aesthetic or blue drink vibe, whatever it is. Now, something that people ask quite often is what kind of Pinterest images should I create when I'm creating pins for each area of a Pinterest funnel or a customer journey, I guess you could call it that. And you can definitely do a mix of different Pinterest creatives for each of these areas. However, as you get closer to the bottom of the funnel, you're gonna want to be focusing on creative that's featuring your product that you sell, whether it's a digital product or a physical product or affiliate links that you are monetizing. So at the top of the funnel, the images really could be aspirational, kind of like what you see on this slide here. They're really aspirational. They're beautiful drinks. This one isn't as pretty as what's on the slide, but they're definitely beautiful glassware. It's the drink. It is a text overlay that's maybe the name of the drink, or a phrase that says how to make. How to content does really very well on Pinterest, so teaching people exactly how to make something with a recipe like this. This is literally just butterfly pea, water, and milk. This is not good to drink, this particular one. But you could definitely create something super delicious with this right here. Add some vanilla, add some caramel, add some butterscotch, whatever it is, some coconut, some sparkling water. You could make this delicious and you could share the recipe and the beautiful image of it. Videos do really quite well on Pinterest these days, so if you could have a video of you pouring the milk into the cup or of the butterfly pea going in, maybe squeezing some lemon on top and watching the color change. Those are all really fun, creative ways to utilize the platform, showcase what you're doing, and help people to see exactly what it is that you're doing and what they could do too. Let's talk about middle of funnel. The board for middle of funnel is tea accessories and supplies. We now have them hooked on the recipes, but what do they need to actually make like bottom of funnel if you were selling this product? But they might need to know exactly what to use as far as the products. So do they need steeping supplies? The keywords here that I have for the list are loose leaf tea accessories, teapots for loose leaf tea, best tea steepers, how to make iced tea, tea infuser mugs, and glass teacups. Those are all really popular search terms on the platform that people are looking for related to kind of this middle of funnel. They're just trying to figure out exactly what they would need in order to make this idea come to life. So the board again for this is tea, accessories, and supplies. Now bottom of funnel is actually just directly selling the packaged good to them. So whether you're selling them the actual cups, the actual tea that they're gonna need, this is technically not tea, this is just a flower, or maybe it's the, mixing supplies, the actual recipe book that you would sell, whatever it is. The bottom of funnel board here is blue tea blends. It could also just be like anything else in this idea list of keywords, this keyword cluster. Butterfly pea flower tea. Blue tea blends is obviously the one that I went with. Floral herbal tea. Tea that changes color. I know that's like such a weird board name. I feel like it is a weird board name, but I mean, that's exactly what I searched for when I was looking for tea things. Blue pea tea. So some people call it blue pea tea. Some people call it butterfly pea tea. It's like a tongue twister, okay? And then butterfly pea flowers. Those are all different things that you could just go with for the name of the board. But with this one, I just went with blue tea blends. Because I'm thinking that if you're a tea seller and you are selling the actual, well, you could be selling the actual flowers. I bought these from a wholesaler, but you could also be selling blends with this already blended in to a tea variety, where you could steep the tea and it would turn blue as you were steeping it. Let's actually just revisit these from top to bottom. The top of funnel, this board is going to attract curiosity. It's going to drive inspiration, people looking for that aesthetic, people looking for something interesting that they can do at home on their own, maybe with friends, maybe with their kids, whatever it is. So you want to pin things like blog posts, videos, and just really helpful content to this board. The middle of funnel is really a great place to pin your products and maybe even other people's products or accessories. So if you sell the tea but you don't sell the tea steeping accessories, then you could curate the tea steeping accessories onto the board while pinning your own tea products to the board. This is also a really great board that supports SEO and helping people who want to make their own stuff at home. And the final board, the bottom of funnel board, this is obviously super niche. It's optimized for products. It's optimized for people who are ready to buy. And when people search for a term like blue tea blends, the majority of the pins that actually come up are product pins. You see Etsy listings, Shopify listings, you see listings from Amazon, etc. And that's a really good indicator that the keyword that you're using matches the phase of the customer journey that someone is in, being that they are looking to buy a product. You may also want to take this opportunity to update any other profile components like your display name or your bio, your board covers, any banners that you want to update on your Pinterest profile or your Pinterest boards themselves. This is also a really great time to update those areas on top of the Pinterest boards and the Pinterest pins that you're already creating for these new predictions. Okay, as promised, we're going to talk about how to use these trends all year long. So how do you actually take some of these trends and create seasonal content buckets out of them? So I have a couple more examples for you. I don't have slides for these. I'm just going to run through them. However, I do have two of the trends that are in this year's prediction report that are listed, and we're going to dive into each of those, and they're in two different niches. So the first one is bug jewelry. This is in the Wilderkind prediction. I really was drawn to this one because I just love nature. I love plants. I love animals. I'm not as much of a bug lover, but I found this one to be compelling, okay? So this is really great in the fashion and jewelry space. So if you're an influencer, if you're a jewelry seller, if you are some sort of content creator that overlaps these spaces, this might be a really great prediction for you to jump on. It's the animal aesthetic. It's a very maximalist accessory styling opportunity, which is just stocked throughout this year's trends report. It's actually the maximalist vibe. We're leaving minimalism in the past, and we are embracing maximalism going into 2026. So bug jewelry. Let's talk about winter. Let's say you are a fashion creator in winter. You could very easily style a really cute bug brooch with some beautiful velvet to bring out some holiday spirit and cheer. In the spring, you might add a beautiful butterfly necklace or earrings to a really beautiful spring dress for a garden party. In summer, you bring out a beautiful multicolored jewelry piece and you style that with a beautiful summer outfit on the go. Maybe it's a party, maybe it's a shower of some sort, whatever the event is. Maybe it's an everyday moment. It's a very colorful piece paired with a summer outfit. And where would we be if we weren't talking about fall? In fall, you could take a beautiful moth piece, maybe it's a brooch, maybe it's an earring, maybe it's a necklace or a ring, whatever it is, and pair it with some cuffs to make a really spooky stack for just a fall outfit. Or maybe you're going poet core, which is another prediction in this year's report, and you're pairing that with this beautiful fall bug jewelry vibe. And you're bringing these two things to life. So you're wearing a beautiful blazer that's, checkered or whatever, plaid, and you are stacking some gold cuffs and beautiful bug jewelry on top to bring the whole look to life. These are just examples of how you could take these predictions and actually spin them into the different seasons of the year. Brands can use product carousels, and I'm going to pop a video up on the screen right now because I want you to see that this is still possible. You can still make carousels on Pinterest no matter what anyone tells you. The key here is to not drag all of the images in as separate pins, but drag them all into one create box. All together, you can only have 5 if you create a Pinterest carousel. However, if you create an Instagram carousel for your Instagram profile, all 20 slides will come over to Pinterest as a carousel post. And you can redirect that then to your website, your product listings, whatever. Another way that brands and creators can utilize this jewelry, this bug jewelry trend, let's call it, is to use style guides, how-to videos, get ready with me's. You could even do a behind the scenes of like how it's made if you wanted to bring your audience into the actual creation process. So whether you're an influencer and you're trying to show people how the outfit is paired together, or whether you're a creator of the product and you're trying to showcase how the product itself is made, all of those opportunities are really great for Pinterest pins. Let's talk about the next trend example, and this is called ethereal places. This is very heavily entrenched in the travel space. Ethereal places in the winter are forests in Finland, or maybe it's the Alps in Switzerland, Austria, southern Germany, or the Pyrenees Mountains in France. Who knows? But it's winter and we want that winter vibe, so we want to capture the snow, the ice, the beautiful trees with the snow on it, right? Ethereal places in winter. Ethereal places in spring are the flower fields, the tulip fields here in the Netherlands. How cool are those? Or in spring, cherry blossoms in Japan. Bucket list of mine. In the summer, it's the waterfalls in Switzerland. As that snow begins to melt, the waterfalls just begin to flow. And let me tell you, as someone who was in Switzerland this summer in 2025, it is magical. It's just as magical as it looks on Instagram Reels. Perhaps it's even just golden hour in Switzerland. Let me just tell you how beautiful that place is. I want to go every season of the year. Fall is foggy forests, dense moss. It's that wet feeling. Actually, that's like all of the Netherlands right now. It's the amber leaves hanging onto the trees in the Scottish Highlands. These are the ethereal examples that I have for you today. You really want to repackage these ideas into inspiration pins, into travel guides, how to get there, how to plan it, what to do while you're there. You guys have heard me talk all about travel in the past if you're a regular visitor of this channel, so I don't think I need to go into great detail on all the different ways you could create those pins. Now, let's just briefly talk about some seasonal distribution for you. These are just a few examples of ways that you could package these things up. Quarter one is inspiration, it's fresh starts. We're starting a new year, a new me, all of that vibe. Quarter two is tutorials and seasonal refreshes. Maybe that's the content focus of quarter two for you. Quarter three is planning, prep, and really pushing products in preparation for quarter four, which is gifting season, celebrations. It's ripe with the nostalgia from Christmas past. These are just a few examples of how you could package these things up throughout the entire year. Of course, you can mix and match these all year long. Pinterest is such a forgiving platform when it comes to content marketing, and for you to get in front of your audience at the right time. Of course, I would suggest visiting trends.pinterest.com, matching these predictions to their trending moments where you can find them. When they're at that low point and they're about to rise is really when you want to dig into them. When they're at the low point, you want to dig in and really start to create content around that time. That way you can be on the rise as it starts to go. Now, I have a bonus thing for you here at the end of the video, and that's a repurposing strategy, because we all create so much and we have so much work to do in our businesses each and every day, every month of the year. It seems like it never ends. You could definitely turn one piece of content into multiple different formats. So some examples for this for you are to turn blog posts into Pinterest pins. You could also then spin those out to Instagram Reels, TikTok videos, YouTube Shorts. You could make an email, but it all starts with the blog post. Example number two is to turn an Instagram post into a Pinterest pin. Now, with that new Instagram connection feature, which I can link in the description down below, I did a video update on this recently, it will automatically link to your home page. You just need to update it to the final link of where it's going to go. So you can create once on Instagram and then just let Pinterest automatically publish it on the platform. It makes your life so much easier. You just have to do some light optimization, and now you have an Instagram post and a Pinterest pin. The last example is to take an email and turn it into a static pin. Now, a lot of creators these days are using platforms like Substack or ConvertKit's, public blog email capability. And you can actually share those emails publicly these days with a lot of platforms. So you could write one email to your list, make it public, you could even turn it into a blog post on your actual public blog, then create Pinterest pins, create a video pin for it, create a static pin for it. You could create a carousel pin if you wanted to. You can make a carousel for Instagram and it could become a Pinterest pin on Pinterest. There's just so many different ways that you can go about this without having to recreate the wheel every single time and do the work from scratch every single time. Head to pinterestpredicts.com to see all of the predictions for 2026. I'm so glad that you were here with me today and that you were able to join me for my little science experiment. To learn more about the Pinterest Predicts for 2026, head to pinterestpredicts.com, and I'll see you next time.